shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica, the number 3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com.
Coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
All right, we're going to open the phones up at the start of the next segment. I'm going to play that video clip, premiere it here, of the police in Dallas with signs saying the Federal Reserve was private property, keep off, and the police in San Antonio saying, yes, it's private property. But it masquerades as a federal building. That's coming up. This is so simple that it's complex. But it's very elementary. The big mega corporations want a collectivist model because they control populations through that system. And they are setting that up here in the United States. And they have designed this depression, this implosion of the euro, this implosion of the dollar. So when the crisis gets bad, the very same people that set all of this up, the very same people that are the authors of our current state, come in with their solutions, which is more power for them, more taxes. And here's Herman Cain with his 999 program, where I guess you've got a 9% Social Security tax, 9% IRS tax, and 9% sales tax. And I told you, that's what they told you for 16 years. They've always planned to talk about a fair tax all day and a VAT or a sales tax. And then they're going to say they're going to get rid of the income tax. But when it came time, they're not going to. And Neil Bortz gets up there and says, oh, well, Herman Cain, you know, he's got to get into office before he gets rid of the IRS. The Federal Reserve Act created the income tax. It was passed right around the same time to pay the money to the Federal Reserve. I mean, this was not just a Federal Reserve board member. This was the head of the New York Fed, who is then on the national board. I mean, he actually had a seat at the Rothschild-Rockefeller table. An absolute contemptible socialist, crony capitalist person, but just like Rick Perry, with all the Al Gore cheerleading and all the Hillary care supporting and all the Bilderberg meetings, it's going to take time to get this out to people. You notice that they had people like Perry come out and act like Ron Paul, but the word came out on him. So now they're slipping Herman Cain in, and they'll build him up, let him get attacked, and then bring Romney back in. That's what they're doing right now. We've got to go after Herman Cain and Romney and Perry, all of them. I mean, my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, the Federal Reserve, any way you slice it, set up our current economic system. And the banks that are members of it are making record profits off of banker bailout money. That's not free market. And then allowing, through the CIA and Democratic Party and others, an attack on the free market. That's how they control the paradigm. They control the right, they control the left. And we need to get rid of the Federal Reserve. It's unconstitutional, and restore it back to the Congress. We need to educate the public on the basic systems of liberty and on monetary policy. That's the answer. We need to reestablish the Glass-Steagall Act and not let these investment banks issue trillions of dollars of total fraudulent garbage and then infect all the legitimate investment vehicles out there and then hold the whole system hostage, saying, give me more power, give us more money, or we'll destroy the entire system. This is bankster occupation. And it's beautiful how they do it, because then they blame capitalism for their takeover system. All right, the phones aren't open yet. I'm I'm going to come back from break so our AM and FM listeners can call in as well, because this first little 5-minute segment's only carried by some of our stations and internet and prisonplanet.tv, but I don't like to waste time with the news. We do the news here ourselves. So I'm going to come out, give out the number. I want to hear, A, do you understand what I'm saying? B, do you disagree? Do you agree? Do you have something to add? Because I've tried to not get in a fight with Occupy Wall Street, but it is, from the beginning, government co-opted and run. Does that mean all the members are bad? Certainly not. And all over the country, they don't want the Ron Paul people there. The Democrats are in there running it, the operatives, the CIA front people. I've got all the articles. They're coming up. They want to make this about raising taxes so the bankers get their austerity money. And God help and God love these poor, pathetic idiots that get conned on the left and right. Poor little things. Alex Jones here with vital information concerning our nation's fragile food supply. Folks, there are some truly dangerous trends forming, and I think it's important for my listeners to do 3 things right away. Number 1, study the past. History really does repeat itself. Number 2, learn to spot the dangerous food shortage trends. Number 3, take decisive action. A perfect storm is brewing for a global food crisis. That's why I'm telling everyone to read the new book, Rising Prices, Empty Shelves. Warning signs that trigger the deadliest famines in history. Don't get caught unprepared when the crisis hits. This book is only available at risingpricesemptyshelves.com. You'll also get a free copy of Supermarket Survival, How to Cut Your Grocery Bills in Half. Again, that website is risingpricesemptyshelves.com. That's risingpricesemptyshelves.com.
We now take you live to the Central Texas Command Center and the heart of the resistance, rallying patriots worldwide. You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
All right, I want to give you the toll-free number to join us if you're part of Occupy Wall Street or the End the Fed movement, actually going after the crony monopoly men, the combines, the insiders who've stolen more than $27 trillion total. Now we've learned about an additional $16.6 trillion, not the dog and pony show of the $800 billion they told you about. That's where this money's going. That's why we're going bankrupt. The right at $2 trillion official and non-official supplemental defense funding. This is what we're talking about. And then you got the Federal Reserve branch banks caught laundering money. You've got the president caught with the ATF and FBI helping ship drugs in. That's in the Chicago Tribune and El Paso Times. That's in federal court. National security's been declared. It's all come out. Fast and Furious is not letting some guns get out of gun shops. It's ATF ordering gun shops to sell thousands of guns at a time to ATF agents to ship it to drug cartels that work for the big banks in a war south of the border, knocking out cartels that don't launder their money through the Federal Reserve. By the way, my demonstration in Dallas and the one in Houston and the one in San Antonio, guess who the biggest contingent of people were? Of every color. Currently serving military guys. You could tell they were always in really good shape, short haircuts, coming over, going, yeah, you know, I've served 3 tours and I'm back right now, or I just got out, or I'm about to have to go back in and, you know, a new tour. And yeah, well, I've been in Afghanistan, and you're right. We grow the opium and it's flown out. Or yeah, we're told to guard it, and I tell family and they can't believe it, so I've taken photos and showed them, but it's even on Geraldo Rivera. I mean, it's even on Fox. This is wrong. I mean, military guy after military guy just going, yeah, it's crazy. See, in the information age, they can't hide this now. So they just throw it in your face. I mean, that's like I was down at South Padre a few weeks ago, driving back, and they got the checkpoint. They wanted to search the car, and I just walked over to the Border Patrol and said, it's in federal documents. You guys are ordered to let certain drug cartels bring cocaine in here, and marijuana and heroin. I said, no, you're not going to search my car. I don't use your products. And the guy just smiled and said, you can go. I mean, look, game over. I'm not playing your little patty cake game anymore, okay? I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. This has been going on with Mexico forever. Of course the big banks want all that money. Of course. And then they bust you at the grassroots and put you in jail for it. I said I'd go to your calls. Here's the toll-free number. 877-789-ALEX. That's the Sunday number. We use the network numbers during the week. Different number on Sundays, 877-789-ALEX or 877-789-2539. And I'll try to shut up and just take your calls, 877-789-ALEX. Again, I say that too fast, 877-789-2539. I always get complaints. We're going to open the phones up now for 1 minute, and I'm sure 50 will come in, and that'll be our calls for the day. I hear these national shows begging for calls. We could get 1,000 on the board in 5 minutes. But side issue. Well, I love those new people meters coming out now that they don't just have Arbitron diaries. Our ratings are exploding everywhere now that they're actually scientific. That is really wonderful, but side issue. #1 in places like Orlando. It's just getting better and better. Okay, continuing here, my friends. I want to go to this video clip, and then we'll take your phone calls. But it's very, very simple. The establishment social engineers knew that people were about to start demonstrating against, quote, Wall Street, a nebulous term for free market. The big crony insider capitalist who use government to shut down their competition and get government contracts and all the rest of it. And by the way, it's come out, shut out American companies and smaller companies, even though it's federal law, they're supposed to bring them all in. That's come out in the news. I was talking to the head of the American Small Business League just last week about it. They've got secret blacklists now. They had them under Bush where they were blacklisting small American companies, but now we found out Obama went further. And as much as I didn't like Bush, folks, Obama is a new level where if you weren't a Democratic Party donor, you don't get a small business contract. And he gets caught and doesn't get in trouble. It's like him issuing 2,000 plus waivers to big companies that are donors to not have to get health care, but their competition does. I mean, that's such discrimination. That's such big city, Chicago mob favoritism. That's such racketeering, it makes my head spin. But everybody's looking for discrimination on race or religion instead of just discrimination by the government with insiders. You're so busy worrying about what somebody thinks about your skin color, you don't realize the system is cheating us. And that's what Occupy Wall Street on the grassroots is upset about. But there's been a co-opting by the Democrats, just like the Republicans have tried to co-opt the Tea Party. We need to get the American people together. 5% of the world's population is the U.S. We have right at half the wealth. We're losing that wealth to the bankers. Not your corner banker, the banksters, the people that control the issuance of currency and credit, the private Federal Reserve shareholders who get paid interest on every Federal Reserve note, you call it $1, that's created. Let's go back to U.S. notes, bare minimum, or gold and silver. Now, we're going to go to break here in a minute. Do I have time to get to this clip? Let's go ahead and start the clip now. This is the police in San Antonio today saying, please get off the property. And they said, hey, they're over there saying it's private property. Get off the Federal Reserve. And I went over, and the video's going up on Infowars.com. The audio's not as powerful, but when you watch the cops smiling when I point out that the Federal Reserve's a drug money laundering criminal organization, well, here it is. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Alex Jones.
Good, how you doing?
Good. Can you just repeat? You're saying this is private property?
I don't know. This is the captain.
Sure, go ahead,
Yes,
sir.
This is the property of the Federal Reserve right here. I just need you
Private,
to go
though. It's not federal, right?
Yeah, private property.
Okay.
I need you to go back to the public street.
I think, you know what? It is private property. I think you're right. We will get off. You're absolutely right. Let me just ask you this one question. And I'm going to ask everybody to move off the private property of the Federal Reserve. Doesn't this look like a post office? And it's got federal seals on it? It says Federal Reserve? It's like counterfeiting or something. It'd be like if people opened up a...
No, the Fed doesn't counterfeit, do they?
I think that's something police ought to investigate.
Yeah, really.
I mean, just down the road. Doesn't this kind of look weird? It's a federal building, but it's not federal.
I mentioned that to them. They said that there was
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Not a federal building.
It's not a federal building.
It's a
10
private
years ago,
building.
cops would laugh at me about that. I'm excited you know.
However, you're welcome to call our public affairs or call our head office in Dallas and speak with them.
No, sir, you've been super nice. You're right. Some people thought it was like a park because it looked like a post office. You're right. This is private property. We better get off. We better go. Hey, guys. guys, well, they do get our tax money, and they do control everything.
Enslave us!
I mean, sure, they are the slave masters, but see, that you heard the police.